You've worked with the same company for over 10 years. Even if you've held different positions, it can be a big concern for companies that you're applying to. I'm going to show how you can overcome that on your resume and also show how you can overcome this and any other concerns that they have in the interview. My name is Joe Alagi. I've been in the recruitment space for coming up to a decade, and I have heard a lot of hiring managers' excuses for why they don't like a particular candidate, and I'm going to share with you ways that you can overcome these objections. Typically, if you've worked at a company for a long time, you've probably worn a lot of different hats, which is great. It means you've learned a lot of different skills, and it means you have some great experience. But most of the time, when companies advertise for a position, they're only looking for a specialist. They're not looking for a generalist. So if they're hiring a marketing manager, they want somebody that can manage marketing. They don't care about any of your other experience. So one of the biggest mistakes I see when people have worked at a company for a long time and they've done a lot of different things is they're not specific enough with the experience and the accomplishments that they're listing on their resume for the positions they're applying for. Now, maybe you're applying to 3 different types of roles like marketing, accounting, and sales. You're going to want to have 3 different types of resumes. And in each resume, you're going to want to support all the experience and accomplishments that back up that you're going to be a good fit for the role. So for sales for example, you're going to want to talk about any of the big deals that you've closed, how you prospected, how you managed relationships, and how you brought business into the company. You don't want to mention anything to do with marketing or accounting or finance or any of the things you've been involved in. You want to make sure that your resume speaks about one thing: sales. Now, hopefully, once you make these changes on your resumes, you'll get some screening calls. It's important during these screening calls with the recruiter that you still focus on the position you apply to. Once you get into a conversation with the hiring manager, it's the same thing. It's great that you have lots of experience and you've worked lots of different roles, but they don't care about those different roles. They only care about the need that they have. Make sure that you have data backing up why you're a good fit for the position. Again, using sales as an example, talk about how much revenue you generated, talk about how you closed business, how you prospected, how you made new connections, and just talk about that. Don't be tempted to talk about your other experience because it won't matter. The other big concern that comes up is whether or not you're going to be able to adapt to a new environment. You've been at the same company for a long time, so are you going to be able to deal with new technology, new team, new culture? So think of times when you had to implement new changes. That could be a new technology, a new system, a new way of training. It could be maybe a big change in employees. Anything that's to do with change that you were involved in, you want to talk about that because that's going to alleviate their concerns that you're going to be able to deal with big changes. So you want to make sure that you're specific and focused on the roles that you're actually applying for, and then you want to make sure that you ease their concerns when it comes to change. So you want to talk about any of the changes that you've had in the company. Try those tips, and hopefully that will help you land some more calls and hopefully land you an interview and eventually a job offer.